Hey everybody, this is Nicholas Kraus, and this is my social justice video blog. My own personal golden rule of counseling would probably come through what Paul talks about in 1 Corinthians 9:19 through 23, where he talks about how he's made himself a servant to all. And wrapping it up, he says he becomes all things to all men. I think we as Christians need to model that, and it's something personally that I like to do with those who are experiencing injustice. That we would want to meet them where they are at. The way that I participate in self-care while being an advocate for those who are experiencing injustice. Um, this is actually something that I've been working through a whole bunch these past couple weeks, and I had a theme of like turning things on and off, and don't really think that's the right approach to it. So it's more of like learning how to compartmentalize to deal with issues, things that I struggle with in the right way, giving them to God, and accepting forgiveness or understanding um, when He speaks to me. And in other ways, having to do research myself, but learning how to compartmentalize and not beat myself up about things. Learn to walk through ideas that I am really struggling through, because a lot of these subjects are very touchy. And you can get into a lot of personal trouble and issues if you're going into it without any sort of guidelines or humility. So the one Bible verse that jumped out to me, was actually where Jesus met the woman who's caught in adultery. Uh, and it just jumped out to me because the Pharisees are asking him to basically stone this woman. He says, "He who casts the first stone, or he who is without sin, cast the first stone." And I just think it's funny because he was the only one without sin, and yet he let her go, which I thought was incredibly awesome. The reason it jumped out to me is because these men uh, viewed this woman as property, and Jesus looks at her and sees somebody who He created, that she was not represented. There was an injustice against her, that even though she may have been sinning, she was set up. And Jesus comes to her side and says, "I do not condemn you. Now go and sin no more." And He treats her with respect and honor. And I just thought that was incredible, that Jesus, the Son of God, came into this world and did that for somebody who's regarded as property. I thought that was really cool. Um, so one action that I would be willing to take towards social justice, I'm finding myself very frustrated with the news, because I just feel everything is biased, and it's something that I don't really ever pay attention to, just because I feel like it's so polarized. But I definitely need to research different groups and different organizations that can help out with certain injustices in the world, whether it be minorities, women, or anything. I really need to get involved with that, and to understand what exactly the issues are, and fighting for those things, to learn what I can do to support, whether that be to attend an event, or whether it is just to even meet somebody of a different culture and engage with them. But I think it's very important for us to take active steps to even discover what the problem is, and how we can help. So I just think the first step is education for me. So I hope everybody's having a good day. Thank you very, very much. And I look forward to hearing your replies.